بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا ونبينا محمد وعلى آله الطيبين الطاهرين واللعنة الدائمة الأبدية على أعدائهم أجمعين إلى قيام يوم الدين. Assalamu alaikum, my beloved sons and daughters, wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Inshallah, we are going to continue our session in Tadabbur, reflections in the short surahs of the Quran, and we have one final segment of Surah Al-Balad left, and then inshallah we can go to the next surah. So let's start with the recitation of the surah to bless our session. أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من شر الشيطان اللعين الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم فلا اقتحم العقبة وما أدراك ما العقبة فك رقبة أو إطعام في يوم ذي مسغبة يتيما ذا مقربة أو مسكينا ذا متربة ثم كان من الذين آمنوا وتواصوا بالصبر وتواصوا بالمرحمة أولئك أصحاب الميمنة والذين كفروا بآياتنا هم أصحاب المشأمة عليهم نار مؤصدة آمنا بالله صدق الله العلي العظيم صلوات اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. So first of all, congratulations on the birthday of Imam Hassan al-Mujtaba alayhi salatu wasalam. And then we continue the reflection on this surah. So we said, why doesn't he do like this? Why doesn't he do good deeds? Like, why doesn't he solve problems of other people? Remember, Aqaba is barrier. And we said this Aqaba, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has taken the Aqaba as a something which is caused, like Aqaba is, but here the meaning of Aqaba is relieving somebody's Aqaba. Somebody is in slavery. That is a big Aqaba, big problem, big restriction and restraint in his life. So you free that slave. So you have relieved that Aqaba from the life of this slave. So basically, Aqaba means charity, good deed, solving problems, relieving the problems, relieving others from their problems. This is Aqaba. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, if you do this Aqaba, we said Allah is going to remove your Aqaba on the day of judgment. Aqaba with the Aqaba. So this is actually not a barrier here. This is charity which removes the barrier of someone else. Someone who is in trouble, someone who is in problem, you are really relieving him. So فَلَقْتَحَمَ الْعَقَبَ, go to the problems. Why doesn't he not go to the problems? Barged in, stampede in, like go in, iqtahama, go in fast, like those Thanksgiving people when they barge in and stampede in the Thanksgiving stores next day. They wait the whole night there. So فَلَقْتَحَمَ الْعَقَبَ, why doesn't he barge in quickly? Like just go, solve the problem of others. Go into the problems of others, solve them. وَمَا أَدْرَاكَ مَا الْعَقَبَةِ. This is when something is impressive to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when there is enormous reward in it. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells the Prophet, how can you tell them about it? How can you tell them about the reward of it? How can you tell them about the importance of it? Something which Allah loves so much to solve the problems of other, Allah solves your problem. وَمَا أَدْرَاكَ مَا الْعَقَبَةِ. What can you tell what Aqaba is? So now Allah gives example. Allah gives 4 examples. 1, 2, 3, 4. What is number 1? So if I ask you how many examples of Allah has given for Aqaba, you're going to tell me 4 examples. What are these examples? Fakku Raqaba. Raqaba is neck. Okay? And slavery was manifested by somebody putting a rope in your neck and dragging you here and there like a dog. Okay, forgive me. So this is how the slavery was, that you are treated like animals, especially these idol worshippers. They never had any measures of humanity, most of them. Most of them were immoral. So the slave were like a toy, like something in your house, like you buy it, sell it, transmit it. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says this slave is really feeling difficulty, complicated. Because when the Western world was living in slavery, Islam came and condemned slavery strongly and promoted. You have problem, difficulty, free a slave. Free that slave from his problem and difficulty of being under slavery and bondage. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will free you. Now here, some people, they said, we don't have slave. What can we do? Okay, next option, second option. أو إطعام في يوم ذي مسغبة. Okay, very difficult, like hunger problem. You are going to economical crisis, economical problem. People, they don't have enough food to serve. You try to help those people who are very unfortunate, or I don't want to say the word unfortunate, who are desperate, in desperate need of somebody helping up, giving them even one meal of food. أو إطعام في يوم ذي مسغبة. That's other option. Okay, so we have fakku raqaba. Now some scholars, they said that fakku raqaba does not necessarily mean what, does not necessarily mean the slavery. Like it could be somebody in debt. So because debt is like slavery, like somebody is in debt, it's a slavery of somebody. The guy wants it. The guy wants his money. Bring me my money. Bring me my money. Okay, and you don't have it. So that's also one of the types of slavery. So somebody is in that, because what would happen if somebody is in slavery? You have to buy that slave from the owner and then free them. That was the system. And there are other few systems. So now what will you do? You will pay the owner, free this guy. So some scholars, they say that this is similar. Why? Because you are trying to free somebody from the bondage of debt, or any type of bondage, any type of issue, any type of problem. When you are trying to solve somebody's problem, that is as relieving that person from bondage. So they say this ayat is not limited to the bondage. You don't have slavery, check out somebody who is under debt, and he had to take debt for the necessity, not for going out in Spain or in some Florida or here and there entertaining, and oh, I am under debt. Why did you spend that money? If you're under, there people, they spend their money in entertainment, and they say, oh, I have a I have a debt and this and that. Yes, if somebody had a debt of Hajj, you get reward if you help him out. So see, like some of the debts, some of the loans, they are really, really necessary for people to be relieved. Okay, so here, that is one option. Second option was day of hunger, day of starvation. That person has nothing to eat. Maybe some days he has, but some days he doesn't have. Why? I'm going to tell you the difference between the second option and the fourth option. أو إطعام في يوم ذي مسغبة. Starvation, hunger, severe starvation in that day. So maybe he doesn't have some days where he's hungry, like faqir. Faqir, some days he has money, some days he doesn't have. But miskin, every day he doesn't have anything. So this indicates faqir, and that is indicates on the eight so this is faqir, and that is miskin in number 16, ayat number 16. أو إطعام في يوم ذي مسغبة. Even he said that guy has, but today he doesn't have any money. He's starving. His children are starving. So day of starvation. He's going through a period of starvation. Help him out. Allah will help you out in your day of starvation. So this is all. Why is he not doing aqaba? What is aqaba? Why is he not freeing people from slavery, loan, problems, difficulty? Why is he not giving poor people money, food, it'am, feeding them? It'amun, feeding them, fi yawmin dhi masghaba, when they are their days of starvation. Or yatiman dha maqraba, somebody who's related to you. and there's an orphan in your family, why doesn't he help him out? So أو إطعام أو يتيم أو إطعام في يوم ذي مسغبة يتيما ذا مقربة. Some said this yatim is same, but here there's no problem in categorizing because many ayat of the Quran separates yatim separately, deals with separately from the poor and from the miskin. أو مسكينا ذا متربة. See, here we come. So yatiman dha maqraba, relative. Miskinan dha matraba. Matraba is turab, dust. What does that mean? That means this guy doesn't have even a shelter to live in. He's living on streets, homeless person. What will come on his dress? Dust. Yatiman dha matraba. Miskinan, sorry. Miskinan dha matraba. Miskin. Remember, miskin is worse than faqir. So, أو إطعام في يوم ذي مسغبة فقير. يتيما ذا مقربة. That person could be yatim, who is relative to you. Help him out. Oh no, he's not faqir, he's miskin. So faqir could be non-yatim, yatim, relatives, non-relative, anyone can be faqir from. But miskin is that person homeless. Homeless is a person who doesn't have any family. A person whose family can be faqir, cannot be miskin unless his family members are wretched person, wretched, whatever, horrible people. How can you have a relative, you have an orphan, how is he sleeping on streets? So therefore, there's no good in you guys. So that's why this miskin, the matraba, he is on floors. He is on where? Living in outside in shelter. There's no vacuum cleaner. There's no broom, dusty. So the matraba, the strongest tafsir was that he is covered, his cloth has dust on it because he doesn't have a washing machine. He doesn't have a house. He doesn't have means to clean his clothes. So obviously, his clothes will be dusted, his tent or cardboard which he lives under will be dust. Okay, so now how many options we had? We had fakku raqaba, number one. Number two, it'amun fi yawmin dhi masghaba, feeding somebody in hungry. And then number three, orphan. Okay, and some said this is same, it'am, feed a person who's poor, or feed an orphan like in a regular basis, not in one day only. Yeah, and that's especially or that orphan is related to you. Oh, miskin and da matraban. But initially, you will tell me if I ask you this question, four types of people. One is faqir, another is yatim, and the third is yatim or related yatim, or just say yatim, and then miskin da matraban. Okay, why was he able to do this? Because he was from the believers. Like we are telling this arrogant, why don't you do these kind of things? Then why don't you believe? Why are you not from the one who's freeing the slave or the people from the dead, who is who is feeding the poor in his day of starvation, or feeding the orphan who's related, or the desperate person, miskin? Why? Why aren't you doing? Why aren't you not believer? Because if you'll believe, you'll do all these things. Why aren't you like the one who was min alladhina amanu, the one who was faithful believer? وَتَوَاصَوْا بِالصَّبْرِ وَتَوَاصَوْا بِالْمَرْحَمَةِ. He was not just a faithful believer, he was also somebody who used to encourage people to do good deeds and to encourage each other in patience and encourage each other in the causes of compassion or compassion. So therefore, excuse me. Therefore, this ayat is trying to tell us that this person, he feeds, he helps, relieves the difficulty because he believes in God. He believes in God آمن وتواصوا بالصبر. And people, they fall into difficulty. Many times people, they fall into difficulty. Like yesterday, one of our beloved ones, his father died. Rahmatullah alayhi. We pray for his mercy in Surah Al-Fatiha. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Maliki yawmiddin. Iyaka na'budu wa iyaka nasta'in. لنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. When somebody loses his beloved one or precious one, it's not an easy, especially if it was a father or a mother. So here, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that these mu'mineen, one of the amazing things they do, they encourage each other on observing patience. So I was telling him about the patience, because somebody who's in that condition, he can't think properly. He's just confused, everything. So he needs somebody to calm him down, to remind him of Allah, and to be patience. It's a very important component. وَتَوَاصَوْا بِالصَّبْرِ. Even in Surah Al-Asr we have بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والعصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر. So they encouraging each other. Sometimes people, they can't tolerate too much problems, too many turmoils, issues. So they just are almost on the brink of giving up their life. So here, observing of patients, counseling, okay, counseling is very important. You counsel them with sabr, وَتَوَاصَوْا بِالْمَرْحَمَةِ, and they deal with each other with mercy, not with toughness, not with rudeness, no, with mercy and passion. If somebody cannot give me my money back now, don't be too harsh on him. Try to have passion on him, okay? Understand his circumstances. Nowadays, many people, majority of the people, they take money, they don't give back. So I don't know how people should be giving or not should be giving. This is up to you to judge. You see, especially if somebody was desperate, and the life is not easy nowadays, the economical crisis. But there are so many fake. I've seen more fake than genuine people, and they have tried to fool me or fooled me. Okay, so that's why it's very difficult to see how can we deal with passion to everyone asking for money, begging for money, wanting loan. And some weird guy told me, I want a qarda hasana. I said, all the qard you get from mu'minin is hasana. What is the difference between hasana? He said, no, that means he doesn't ask me for that. So that's not a qard. He says, no, qarda hasana to he's a perfect guy in defining the qard hasana. He said that qarda hasana means the guy will not ask me back. Allah. Then it's not a qard. That's a donation, charity, whatever. You want a qard and you don't want him to ask you for it back. So these people, because they have passion, they have faith, okay? Why are these people, they are doing these kind of things? Because they have faith, number one. مِنَ الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا. Then, وَتَوَاصَوْا بِالصَّبْرِ. They teach people to observe patience. Okay, وَتَوَاصَوْا بِالْمَرْحَمَةِ. Teach each other to have passion for others. So that is why they free the slave or free the debts of other. They feed the poor on the starving day, or orphan or relative, and they feed or orphan who is relative, and they give that very desperate homeless person. And then ulaika, these, why are you not from this? Why are you not from these people who are believers? Why are you not from the people who encourage each other of patience and encourage each other of passion and mercy? Marhama. Ulaika ashabul maymana. These people are the people of maymana. Now, maymana, right hand. Yameen. There are two interpretations. Yameen means right, because the righteous people will be given the book in their right hand. The evil people will be given the book from their left hand, and not in front. They'll tell him, turn around. Why? Give us your back and take your book from behind. We don't want to see your face. This much the angels has been ordered to despise, humiliate, insult. So, but the righteous people, the angels will be, please come, take this book, and they will give him as a very nicely, politely, respectful. Evil people, turn around, give your hand, take your book, like in a very insulting way. So they will be given in the left hand. So some scholars, they said Ashabul Maymana, those people who are given book in the right hand, that is also mentioned in the Quran. And then Ashabul Mash'ama, this is from the left hand, left hand, some said. But the strongest is here, Mash'ama Shu'um. Shu'um means something disappointing, something disheartening, something painful, something you dislike. Okay? So those people who reject our signs, okay, were remember the Balad and the Makkah and Walidun wa ma walad and all these signs of Allah, they deny and they reject and they do not help. Okay, so what will happen to them? أولئك أصحاب والذين كفروا بآياتنا هم أصحاب المشأمة شؤم. So that means Maymana here could be from the people of the right hand or from the human. Human means gladness, happiness. People are enjoying. They have a very high level of entertainment. Gladness, enjoyment, happiness, human blessings. So they are people of blessing. They have been blessed. Ashabul Maymana. Opposite Ashabul Mash'ama. These are jinx people, bad omen, bad people. Nothing is going to be given to them. There's no blessings for them. So this is the strongest direction. Ashabul Mash'ama is opposite of Ashabul Maymana. Remember, Quran uses a lot of opposites to beautify the talk. So what is going to happen to this Ashab al-Mash'ama, the arrogant? The whole surah was after the qasam condemning these people, telling them, why aren't you like those good people? So it's a condemnation. Alayhim narun muqsada. They will be surrounded by the fire, the covering fire. I just want to show you the ayat in Quran. There are two places where muqsada has been mentioned. One is here in Surah Al-Balad and another Surah Humaza. So if I ask you in which surah this has been mentioned, so you are going to tell me Surah Humaza. And finally, let me share you a hadith from Imam Hassan al-Mujtaba alayhi salatu wasalam, a beautiful hadith. And because it is his birthday, so let's try to see this hadith of Imam Hassan and congratulations on his milad. So Imam Hassan alayhi salatu wasalam, he would never reject anyone who will ask him. Never reject anyone who will ask him. So someone asks him, لأي شيء لا نراك ترد سائلا. For what reason you are not saying no? Every time, yes, 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 yes. Why aren't you learning to say no? Anyone comes, you will give him. He's asking for money, for help, and he doesn't say no. So look at the beautiful words of Imam Hassan, and with this we'll end. Inni lillahi sa'il. I am also a beggar to Allah. Subhanallah. Look how they think. Wa fihi raghib. And in him I desire, because he has so many things which I want from him. وَأَنَا أَسْتَحِي أَنْ أَكُونَ سَائِلًا وَأَرُدَّ سَائِلًا. So I'm shamed. I'm shy. I'm shamed to be a beggar and reject a beggar, refuse a beggar. I'm a beggar to Allah. I want something. How can I refuse somebody who begs me? Because if I refuse somebody who begs me, then Allah will refuse me on the day of judgment or in this world. So I don't want Allah to refuse me. I don't want Allah to tell me, Allah ya'tik. Ya Allah, you are Allah. And whenever the people, they beg, we say, Allah ya'tik, and God will give you. So Ya Allah, you are the Allah. No, you rejected. That guy came to you. He was desperate and you rejected him. So this is how it's going to be. Inni lillahi sa'il wa fihi ra'il. I am beggar for God. I am desiring in God. And I am ashamed of rejecting someone who is desiring me. Okay? Aruddu sa'ilan. وأنا أستحي أن أكون سائلا وأرد سائلا. So I'm ashamed of being beggar and reject a beggar. وإن الله عودني عادة. Allah has made me used to a kind of behavior. Allah has made me, adapted me to a kind of behavior. What is that, Yabna Rasulullah? أن يفيض نعمه علي. Allah always gives me, gives me, gives me, gives me. So I want to learn from Allah, and I want to give others, give others, give others, give others. وعودته, and I made myself, okay, that God sees me always, that I flow the blessings He gives me to the people. فأخشى إن قطعت العادة أن يمنعني العادة. So I'm afraid that if I disconnect the giving, God will disconnect me the giving. And then which surah was this? The Mu'sada, the Surah Humaza. Again, Surah Humaza. These surahs, they talk about greedy people. This Surah Al-Balad, greed of these greedy people, stingy, miser. Surah Humaza, they collect the wealth. الذي جمع مالا وعددا. This fire, or these people, they're going to be dumped in that fire. Okay, نار الله الموصدة التي تطلع على الأفئدة إنها علي نار الله الموقدة التي تطلع على الأفئدة إنها عليهم موصدة. This clamps over them, this fire. Once you are dropped in the fire, not you, God forbid, the wicked one drops in the fire, it just clamps on it with these lofty columns. في عمد ممددة. So Surah Al-Balad said, Narun Mu'sada, closes. How does it closes? With lofty columns, they close upon that person, and it becomes like oven, and that person is barbecued in the oven. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us from being grilled in His hellfire and barbecued in His hellfire and in His oven. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect all our beloved mu'min mu'minat. وآخر دعوانا الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله على محمد وآله الطيبين الطاهرين. Today's question is Narun, no, let's not say Narun Muqsada. How many types are fakku raqaba in the ayat? How many types are fakku raqaba? How many ayat are there indicating? Okay, this will be easier. How many ayat are indicating fakku raqaba? What is fakku raqaba? Okay. Now, aqaba, sorry. What is the meaning of aqaba? Quran has explained it in certain ayat. How many ayat are these? Aqaba, meaning of aqaba. وصلى الله على محمد